again.
Whoa, responsibility.
Yeah, okay.
The Diet Pepsi's in the, I got a 2 liter, it's in the fridge.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
It's sandwich for Tigger, I don't know where he went.
Is he upstairs?
Must be upstairs, yeah.
I see him upstairs. And there's assorted bags of chips, and there's chips and assorted mixed stuff.
Cool.
Just want to hand that around.
Okay. The total donations so far are $7,627. What is this?
Very cool.
And 51 cents, but that is not including donations that have yet to clear
and this room.
And this room.
And some other accounts.
Come on, you guys upstairs, you gotta join in.
Yeah, everyone who hasn't donated from upstairs must pitch in if we want a certain name and don't have the cash.
Who's on the left? That would be me, I think. I'm Phil from the Seedgivers. Next to me is Essentia, the awesome Final Fantasy VI player.
And Phil is actually Setcher's brother.
It's true.
It's just that the main difference is that he's had that hat from birth.
Setzer hasn't earned his.
He wants me to bring down
suplex and train.
It's already downstairs.
Oh, awesome.
Across the TV and
great time.
Would you like one? Yeah.
I would like one as well.
Mountain Dews are kind of warm, just fair warning.
That's fine.
So.
Just throw them in the snow outside.
I'm gonna have to cross over after the battle animation's done.
Or while, how about just while Ouroboros is part of the queue?
Oh yeah, I'll be pummeling some boxes, don't worry.
Oh, good.
After she inputs Ouroboros.
Yeah.
There, pass it over.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please do not throw. You can do this battle blind.
No, she already did the input.
No.
Okay. Oh, well, there's a hole in the back of the chair. Oops. Nope. Sorry. That's all right. Well, here we go. Here goes nothing.
Whoa, do it over the sink.
Where's the sink?
Right there.
Oh, it's over there. Awesome.
2 times.
I'm not the only one in town.
Sir Frezzy, what are these? Whoa. That's how special Frezzy is. He is a sir now. Thou, Mr. Thou Art. Not just Thou Art.
2 new donations.
Right, just as Thou Art.
Alright, and the NFC?
Joshua O'Kelly.
I think that's Hero Penguin.
It's pretty sad.
From our forums.
But yeah,
Joshua O'Kelly donates $11 to get Shadow back to Floney.
Okay,
epic
so
battle for
now
Shadow.
he's
All right.
back.
And another donation, but no comments just
we
yet.
need to stay down.
11. Okay, and other donations, no comment?
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's why they just go through.
$10 more on Obama for Shadow.
Nice.
Shadow is currently at $31 for Obama.
That's because he is the host.
$30 rather dollars for Obama, 21 for
I knew
Loaning.
that actually.
And that was from
It's
Austin
advised-
Marnie.
Austin Marnie, you are the man.
You're
Commanding.
the man.
Yes, no.
Yes, that's what's nice about a Final Fantasy 3. It's a very easy game to pass through the TV.
Yeah.
Unlike Dr. Mario, which is just...
Don't do it!
Extreme levels, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Walking in front of the TV at Dr. Mario, dude, you just don't do it, and you just don't do it.
So wait, so that.
Speaking of passing through the TV, was that in relation to Ninja Turtles?
Did they play this week?
The whole passing through the TV thing. That was probably the only thing
Center
in...
wants you.
Was probably the only thing in Ninja Turtles that wasn't a glitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Something else. Oh, the giant mouser when I paused and unpaused. That's a glitch, but that had nothing to do with the NES glitching out. You can do that even with the NES in perfect condition.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, but that implies that there is anywhere and there's in perfect condition.
True.
They're at least 20 years old now.
Yeah, Harrison was doing it again. Alright.
So if you don't know, there are all sorts of fun glitches in this game. My personal favorite probably being the Vanish Doom glitch, which works on a bunch of bosses that Doom is not supposed to work on. And
Vanish Doom's probably one of the more
Doom.
useful ones, definitely.
Yes.
Vanish Sketch is more fun, though.
Yeah, all the sketch.
That only works on version 1.0, though. The sketch strike.
Yes, the Vanish Doom was also mostly fixed in Final Fantasy. It was also fixed mostly in FF6 Advance. It will still work, I believe, on things that aren't immune to Vanish anyway, or not immune to Doom, I should say. But in that case, you really have no reason to Vanish them. If you're wondering how that bug came about, Vanish is supposed to be a positive status effect, but it removes your immunity to magic. And in the original code for FF6, the line that says, if you're vanished, magic works, comes before the lines that say, if you're immune to this magic, magic doesn't work. So those immunities never kick in, and the Doom works and kills the guy instantly.
Denzel Willis, $9.01, voting for Floney back.
Oh,
thank you, Denzel.
Epic battle, you are the man.
$30.01.
apart.
Fighting for Floney.
$30 for Obama, $30.01 for Floney.
Let's see the 2-cent donation, folks.
Yes.
PayPal will thank you.
PayPal will definitely thank you.
Donate by at least $1 if you're going to do that. Preferably more than that, because PayPal will rip you to shreds if you attempt to give a 2-cent donation.
But PayPal will thank you.
Yes, PayPal will like your 2-cent donation. Yes, if you're curious, this is MTI, and I work in information technology and majored in computer science, so I'm fascinated by basically code in video games and really how it works, which is why I gave you all that trivia about the how Vanish Doom actually works.
So are you fascinated by how that Ninja Turtles game actually managed to see itself to completion?
I am, actually. I'm very curious as to what was going on.
Well, it seemed like everything was at the same offset. Like, if it was referencing a pixel, or rather a sprite in the sprite bank, it was referencing, like, one off.
Yeah.
Because all of the, or rather, a particular offset off, because all the animations were otherwise the same. Like, if you were doing bow stick right, it was the sides. If you're doing it left, it was bow stick.
Right.
So I'm thinking that if bow stick, and it might have been a glitched bow stick, so it may have been like referencing the thing before bow stick left.
Yes.
Or something before bow stick right, or something like that.
Yes, everything was where it would normally be in the game. It just looked really weird.
So it might have been just some offset that was being added to everything when it was accessing given sprite bank.
Yes.
My favorite was the cues and the health bar.
Yes. If you happen to, in all seriousness, if you happen to watch the Glitch Fest Ninja Turtles run, you have an idea of just how much practice really goes into a speed run.
Yeah.
I actually knew where everything was, despite it being all glitched like that. I should point out that before this, I'm just bragging here, but whatever. I actually had very little speedrunning experience with Ninja Turtles before signing up for this marathon. It was one of the games initially kicked around as something we should potentially do because it has that very difficult reputation. And I made a post essentially saying if absolutely no one else wants to do it, well then I'll take a crack at it. Yeah. And Mike Uyama responded, great, I'll put you down for Ninja Turtles. So I had to get it into shape really quickly.
Yeah, there was a handful of games in the marathon like that.
Yeah.
Like details we really have. Yeah. We really had experience with.
Yeah. Donkey Kong Country 3 was to be one of those.
Yeah. Okay. So I whipped it into shape. I had beaten it all of one time in my life before I volunteered for it. So. There was a lot of watching Spider Waffles run. I really have to thank Spider Waffle. He has the SDA run. Even with the intentional death, I learned a lot of cool stuff that
Paul
I
Miller,
employed.
$10, shout out to Obama.
Yeah, I had the kind of same deal going with Legend of Zelda. Like, it's a game I played a whole bunch before, but I had no experience trying to speedrun it.
Yeah.
And actually, I have to give a lot of credit to, I don't know the guy's name, because it was a rejected run of No Update Legend of Zelda run, and it got rejected just because it wasn't quite, didn't take enough risks. It was pretty safe, but due to it being pretty safe, it was really good for marathon practice. I took a couple things from his route, and yeah, so thanks to that guy. If you're watching, you know who you are. So.
And it's a good thing you do, because we don't.
Yes.
So why haven't you just suplexed the train right now? You're on it.
Yeah, come on, Prezi. Think about this for a
Well,
second.
Flyhead would lose his balance.
Hey, he wants to use the train to his advantage while it's there.
Well, maybe he's trying to shoot the train first.
Basically, I guess.
Yeah.
So I figure out how games work.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, you were one of the people I talked to, well, sort of, about the first Final Fantasy, right? I briefly mentioned something. I know you've done a lot of work with Final Fantasy passing, right?
The enemies
Was
on
it
the left
you,
look
or?
at 5 damage.
They're undead.
No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of someone
Yeah.
else.
I did not do much at all
Since
on
Region
Final Fantasy
heals you and
Yeah,
they're
I
undead.
think
I